Welcome back, everybody. So happy to be here on Dare to Overshare, just another episode where oversharing is a love language. And today I have a good friend of mine here who I have been waiting to get on the show, Alicia Waldner. Welcome.
Hello, hello. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to see you, to have you. It's been a while since we've seen each other.
I know. The story of how we met is so funny. I think about it and I'm like, we met because of a TV show that you wanted me to be on. And we talked about how we wanted to have our own podcast. And it's just so freaking cool to see you here with this insane studio.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I used to do for just a little while, I used to do casting, reality show casting when I was kind of in between jobs. And she was just someone that I found on Instagram, reached out, hey, do you want to be on the show? And then I just remember us talking on the phone when I in a quote unquote professional way.
Yeah.
I think we just kind of became friends naturally.
Immediately.
Yeah. And then met in person and here we are.
Yeah.
I love meeting people like that.
I know. Our story's so cool. It's
Now
one of a kind.
Yeah. We're IRL friends now.
There we go.
So I want to start off the show with a vibe check. So most of the time when we ask someone, how are you? We get a very surface answer. Oh, I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah.
But I want to ask, how are you actually?
Yeah, I love this question. I really do, because it's people just are like, oh yeah, I'm great, I'm fine, when sometimes they may not be. And today was kind of a weird day. I felt I was honestly kind of feeling almost nauseous this morning, and which made me feel kind of down. I just didn't feel that great and I didn't know why. But now I just feel I really do feel good. And I don't mean to be so surface level, but I feel good and excited to do this podcast. So I don't know, I actually genuinely feel good.
That's a great answer.
Is that bad to
No,
say that?
I don't want everyone to feel horrible.
Yeah.
You feel good. I want you to feel horrible. No, I want a genuine answer. You feel good.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
I feel good. Today I worked out. If I don't work out, I usually feel bad. And the workout makes me feel empowered, especially when I'm going to be on a podcast. And so, yeah, I don't know. I feel really good. And you made this space super comfortable. So,
oh, thank you. Yeah. And speaking of feeling good, I mean, you do have this app that you've been working on. So it's a perfect segue into touching on it a little bit, because it's literally talking about feelings, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about what it is and how this has come to be, because I know you're an entrepreneur. I know that you've started a lot of different things, which is so cool. No, so cool. I love that for you. But let's talk about this one in particular.
Yeah. So I built a community mental wellness app, helping people heal together, not alone. You could kind of think of Calm or Headspace, but with an added layer of community. So our whole thing that we found is so many people feel like they're the only ones going through something. And a lot of people don't speak about what they're really going through, to your point of just asking how are you? And how people really don't answer honestly. And so we created a platform that's basically a healthy, vulnerable social media where people are coming out and spilling their guts about things that they've seriously never told anyone, and finding a community to support them. So yeah, it's a community mental wellness app, kind of the first of its kind.
That's so perfect, because this is all about oversharing. And so I think it's beautiful when you can find people to listen to what you have to say. I don't really want to call it venting necessarily, but I guess a healthy vent, because there's the toxic venters who they're energy vampires, and all they do is complain and never try to solve the problem. Yeah. So we're not talking about those people. You know who you are. But we don't be one of those. But we are talking about, sometimes you just got to let things go. You got to vent, and you just got to say what's on your mind, and just having a listening ear, whether that's someone you know in real life, a friend, family, whatever, or a stranger on an app who's just there to listen or read what you have to say.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, we really created a space where people, and it's actually weird that it's more geared towards adults, kind of people 35 through 60 years old are main people using the app. And, for me, it's the most underserved because, our age and all of that, we're more open to speaking out about our feelings. And this is a demographic that still was taught to sweep stuff underneath the rug. So it's really interesting, but more and more people just need to speak out. That's why I appreciate your podcast. When you sent it over to me, what it's about, I'm we need more of this in the world. So, to let people know that hey, you're not the only one feeling this way.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, I guess what I'm doing goes hand in hand with what you're doing. We're doing it in different ways. You have this app, I have a show, but I mean, we're really out here just trying to save the world, one person at a time.
Exactly.
So I want to go into our first segment, which is overcaring is oversharing is caring. I keep doing that. Overcaring is sharing, which is also
care so much.
really kind and compassionate person. So are you. So oversharing is caring. So give me an overshare, something that maybe it's something like you would write on your app, right? Something that you just want to spill the beans a little bit and just kind of vent a little bit.
So this is so perfect because it's funny. I built a vulnerability app and yet there's things I can't say on it because I built it. And it's so hard because writing is my outlet. And I want to go journal all the time about, what's really going on about building this company that's been so hard. And, my team's in there. So even if I post something anonymously, they're going to more than likely know that it was me.
Yeah.
And so what that thing is like, just for me, like, obviously I am not your average tech founder. I don't look like your average tech founder and definitely don't act like it. Nothing Mark Zuckerberg about me. Nothing, as much as I think he's hot as shit. Call me crazy. I don't know what it is. I do. Maybe that's my secret.
Is that your hot take for the next segment?
That is my hot take. Yeah, I don't know. I want to bang the fuck out of him. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But anyway, but I deal with a lot because I do also have an OnlyFans. And, I stay within my own boundaries with my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans actually funded my tech startup. I put a little less than $500,000 into my tech startup because of my OnlyFans, employed 3-4 people through it. And it's something that if it wasn't for my OnlyFans, I wouldn't have my tech startup to be able to build my dreams. Getting funding is not easy. And there's a lot of struggles that come with that because I know I walked into a world that is very stigmatized. And, a lot of people hear OnlyFans, they think the worst. They think that you're banging. They think that you're sucking dick, like all this crazy stuff. And, I'm not doing that. I'm doing like the bare minimum. They even call my account safe for work. They do. But, and I've been able to still monetize off that. And I'm proud to say I've been able to do that. But it's been hard because I'm rejected more than I've ever been in my life. And as you're trying to always stay strong for your team, thinking that, okay, we're going to get through this hump. We're going to get through this. We're going to have a breakthrough. Someone's going to see what we're doing and believe in us, and it's hard. It's mentally hard because I've been ghosted more than I ever have in my life the past year.
You mean business-wise?
Business-wise, yeah.
And it's because you believe of the fact that that's what you do. You're not taken quote unquote seriously.
Yeah.
Did you start the OnlyFans with wanting to fund your tech stuff in mind? Was that the reason?
So no. So the reason why, this was well before I even decided to start a tech company. I opened up my OnlyFans in 2021 because I wanted to show people that women can be both. And it actually had nothing to do with money. I never thought that I would make money on the platform because I knew I wasn't going to, show much. And so it was never in the reason for financially, never was finances the reason why I was doing it. It was because when I started my first company in college, I started my first company when I was 20. And I also had the best best version of myself ever, body wise. Like I looked so fucking sexy. The gym was my life.
Still do.
No, I know. I appreciate that. I definitely have some insecurities still where I'm like, oh man, but we're working on it. I'm finally slowly getting back to where I was. I've lost a lot of weight since you last saw me. But people were saying that they can't treat me seriously as an entrepreneur because of the photos I post online. And the photos I was posting were, nothing crazy at all. I mean, we're bikini photos, gym photos, like a little butt shot. And people would say like, you can't post this while you have a company. Like you can't do this stuff. And people like, we even had somebody call my marketing agency saying, oh, like we were looking at working with you guys. And then we looked up the CEO online and, that's so inappropriate and incredible. She's half naked. And it's like, to me, why can't people be both? And this is kind of almost like going into like my strong opinion, but it's like, why society has changed a lot. There's this thing called social media, and people share their lives now on social media. Everybody does it, almost everybody. And yet the corporate world hasn't shifted their mindset yet to realize that this is a thing. Your employees now are going to be oversharing and showing their life online. And holy shit, your employee that's an accountant and does all your counting also is a person outside of accounting.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they have to show up on social media and just talk numbers every day.
Mm-hmm.
They can be human. They could enjoy comedy. They can enjoy, in my case, being sexy. They could be a person outside of what they do. And corporate world has not shifted that this is just the way the world is. Back in the day, you could hide your life because no one would see it.
Mm-hmm.
You literally wouldn't know what your boss does outside of work. You wouldn't know what your coworker does outside of work. You could literally be an entirely different person back in the day. And now, again, things are different. And so anyway, I know I just ranted about that.
Oh, I love it. This overshare is leading into the hot takes, which is the other segment of like, give me a hot take. Yeah. This could be, we could just blend it because there's a lot to say on this topic because like as a woman, I can completely understand like I haven't necessarily been as like deep in corporate as you. Like I've worked some corporate jobs, but I like it hasn't been to the extent of like, oh, I'm the CEO of this tech company, right? But even then, I've experienced things where like I've thirst traps. I've posted some bikini shots or some of this or some of that. And I've always been like, if somebody sees this and they want to judge me based on this and they don't want to work with me or hire me, then I don't want to work there anyway.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like, and when you're interviewing for a job or you're interviewing people, it's like they're interviewing you and you're interviewing them. If you are going to judge me or you based on appearance and not based on our brain and not based on our personality and what we can offer, do I even want to work for you?
Yeah.
Right?
And that's how I've lived my entire life. Like if you don't want to work with my marketing agency, so be it. If you think I'm not credible, so be it. But it's hit me harder now in tech because this is the first time I've ever been looking to raise money. It's the first time where it's like, okay, I kind of need to work with these corporate motherfuckers. And, it's a battle. It's a very hard battle to get across. And, we did raise some money and now we're in our seed round. But it's just, it's hard because I know that's the reason why we don't get callbacks or why people don't try to invest. And really where I'm at now is I have to prove by keeping my head down, doing it on my own as long as I can. But it's just upsetting, man. It shouldn't be like that. And it's been the hardest battle of my entire life.
But you know what I love about you though? Even though it's been a hard battle and you know how tough it is, you're not changing who you are. And you're still doing the thing that's making it hard because you know that when you persevere or when you get to the other side, you can then say, look, I told you so. I did the two things and now look where I am. I didn't mold into somebody else. I didn't change who I was. I didn't take down the pictures. I didn't do, and because you could easily take down your OnlyFans, right? You could easily delete all your pictures and start a new account and be like, CEO Alicia and just business, LinkedIn photos. Like you could do that, right? And then maybe get all of these things a lot easier. But you're like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do.
The amount of people that literally tell me just to do that is like unbelievable. Even one of my girlfriends was visiting here in LA and she introduced me to somebody who could be really good for us. And the person apparently downloaded my app, loved it, was like, this is amazing. I'm excited to work with her. But then he decided to look me up and said to her, like, listen, I loved her app, but her branding doesn't make sense. And like now doesn't want to work with me. This just recently happened. We're talking a week ago. And so she was here visiting and pulled me aside and was like, Alicia, you just need to play the part, girl. You need to like take down the photos, play the part. It's like what I have to do. Like she's business oriented too. And she's like, how many times I want to post something sexy and I don't. And, I sat with myself like, do I just need to fucking do it? And then I'm like, nope, I'm not fucking doing it because I didn't start my own thing to be told how I need to act outside of what I do. If I did that, I would have gone into corporate, right? Because that's unfortunately what corporate is these days. I didn't start my own thing, so I could not be myself. And when you get to a place where you are just fully yourself and you're not afraid to be who you are, you're not worried about what other people think, it is the most freeing part of your life. And I just push everybody to do that and be themselves. That's why I push and put myself out there so much to show other people that they can. And I know that like I am going through a really big battle with my stuff right now. And my battle is probably not as big as most people's battles, but I can't explain how freeing it is. And that when I opened up the OnlyFans years ago, it was one of the most freeing days of my life because I was like, what are you going to tell me now? I did the boldest thing I could fucking do. I can't come back from it. And now you can't tell me otherwise. Like, it was just so freeing. Like, I already did the worst thing I could do is associate myself with the most stigmatized platform out there. And we're still going to make this shit happen.
No, I honestly love the mindset of like, you know that you can get it easier, but easier isn't the route that you want to take. You want to take the route that makes you feel the most alive, right? Like the most authentic. And if posting these things for you makes you feel good, like who's to say that that's the wrong way? Now, if the people are coming to you, like you said, they're like, Alicia, like you really got to take this down. That's how they would go about it. And that's totally fine, right? There's nothing wrong with like making your brand look a certain way if that's how you want to play it. But like you're you for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's actually what I really admire about you is you are just you. And you're like, and you're a great person, you know, just because you post like lingerie or bikini pictures doesn't make you any less what's the word, valuable or validated to run a company or whatever that word is that I'm looking for. Like you're still
credible.
Yeah, credible. Yeah. So I mean, that really is the hot take. I don't know if you have another hot take, but that's a good hot take.
Yeah.
It's like you can be a CEO, you can be a business person and businesswoman, and you could still live the life that feels authentic to you.
1000%. Yeah, 1000%. And it doesn't have to be, that you need to be sexy or whatever. You could be whatever it is that's you. Like I say all the time, like if you're a doctor and you enjoy comedy and you want to try stand-up comedy online and posting your jokes, who's stopping you of doing that? That doesn't change the fact that you are a great doctor. It's like insane. And there was something that the New York Post just posted about, and it has me so infuriated. And it was a girl, police officer, been a police officer in the New York police office, a New York police officer for the past 7 years. And she decided off duty on her own time to be in a music video where she was twerking and being hot.
Fun.
Exactly. Fun. And she looked hot. Well, it caused so much shit online. Everyone's saying she needs to get fired. She needs to do this. But damn well, and I don't mean to be sexist, but if that was a man on there with his shirt off in the same music video, dancing around, nobody would be saying a fucking thing.
They would probably praise him, be like, oh, look what he's doing.
Yeah. It's like so fucked how women are put in such a box. But again, regardless of what it is in your career doesn't define you, and stop letting people make it define you. And once you get to that level of freedom, it's like no other.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like, I don't know if now, I think now things are a little different, but it's like, having a sleeve of tattoos and like being a lawyer or a doctor was like looked at as like,
crazy.
Oh my God, like you're never going to be taken seriously. And there are people still today that would literally
think that
look at a surgeon with a sleeve and be like, I don't want him performing on me. Mm-hmm. He's on drugs or whatever, like that, that thing is
that mindset.
Right. And like, I think a lot of older generation are still kind of going to think that, but I think it's now becoming like more acceptable. It's like, there's just something where it's like, oh, like I could see like some tattoos poking out. That doesn't mean that guy's on drugs or that woman can't be my lawyer or whatever, but it's still there. Like when do you ever see like, I'm picking the most like corporate, like the lawyer, the doctor. When do you ever see somebody with like bright green hair or like blue hair and like a lip ring? Like you still don't really see that. Yeah. So there's still that, like you said, there's still that stigma in the corporate world of like looking a certain way or playing a certain part. And like you said, which I think is a great point to highlight, everyone you work with is a person outside of that job. Yeah. Like you're not just a tech founder, you're Alicia. Like you are a whole person that has this whole life, right? So it's like, I love that you put out your stuff out there, because I think like people get to know you, and the right people that want to be a part of what you're doing they're going to naturally gravitate and align with you.
Exactly. People, you build it, people will come. And like this stems from not even just corporate. I've been lucky to have a really cool network, and a lot of athletes, like famous athletes, struggle with this so much because their entire life, all they're known is as to be a basketball player, baseball player, whatever it is. And outside of that, they really struggle with their identity. I've seen this happen 3 times, kind of close, where these big famous people don't know who they are outside of what they want to do, or they do, but they're just they can't express it. For example, like I think I could say this, but a guy named Andre Drummond, a basketball player, literally said to me, he was like, Alicia, like, I'm not just a basketball player. I'm Andre. I'm a person. I enjoy rap. I enjoy this. And like my company, we worked with Rob Gronkowski years ago, and it was when he was trying to shift into this is my marketing company years ago, shift into working with big brands to be more of like an influencer, entertainer. And he wanted to be seen. He's not just a football player. He could be somebody that's funny and on these entertaining commercials. And so it's just crazy how time and time again, this stuff happens at all levels.
It really, really does. It's so nice to be able to just be human. And I think social media, there's pros and cons. It's like, of course, we can sit here and list all the cons of social media and how it's like disruptive to mental health and all this stuff. But then like the pros of social media is you can literally show the world who you are.
Yeah.
And when you come as authentically you, like you have all these skits up on your Instagram that are like almost like making fun of yourself as a CEO and being like this sexy girl. I think it's just so fun that you're just like, this is what I'm doing. So I think with social media too, you can really like just show the world who you are and still do the thing that like you want to do. We only got this one life that we know of, right? It's like, why are we going to take it so seriously that we have to be all buttoned up and like be all professional? And
that's what I'm saying.
It's boring.
I'm only going to be this young once.
Right.
And so why am I in my 20s going to dress like a fucking lawyer every day? Like I got fake tits and I didn't even show them for so long. People didn't even know I had fake tits because for a while, we didn't really share this, but I did play the part for a while for my early 20s. And then it was when I opened up the OnlyFans that I was like, I am fucking tired of this. I don't want to live like this. And so, yeah, no, I mean,
you're like, I paid money for these. Like they're going to.
Nobody knew. I was hiding them. I would forget that I had fake titties because I covered them up so much. I'm like, Jesus.
That is so funny. Yeah, no, you're doing what makes you feel good, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with it, and I love it. I want to move on to Ask and You Shall Receive. So in this segment, we are basically I just ask my followers to submit questions, and they could be anything ranging from like a personal question for you to like maybe just like life advice that this person wants to get.
Oh, so cool. Is this live?
No, it's not live.
Oh,
but
okay.
I've just collected the questions.
Oh, you already did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love this. Okay, cool.
This one's actually, so I always say their name if they want their name to be said. This one wants to be anonymous, but it is. I keep attracting the same type of toxic relationships. How do I break the cycle? So they just want a little bit of advice.
Yes. This is a great one because I was in a very, very toxic relationship. And when you are in a toxic relationship, it's literally, it's almost as if you're addicted to heroin and you are addicted to this high that the person is putting you on. And all of a sudden they'll drop you, right? They won't talk to you, or they'll do something mean to you, or they'll treat you poorly. But what keeps you coming back are those little good moments that makes you feel so great. And you neglect the negative moments. You forget what happens, what the relationship really is like, because you remember just that high. And it's similar to like being addicted to heroin, right? They remember that high, it feels so good. Then they come down and they start craving it. And if you're with like somebody that's a narcissist or sociopath, I'm not sure the situation, but you'll get addicted and you'll just want that high again. And when you're not feeling it anymore, you're literally going through withdrawals. And it's something that I had to learn with somebody that was so toxic and would do the most fucked up things to me. I mean, literally this guy, it's probably not the same case of this person who asked this question, but he literally wouldn't even talk to me. Like I would be left on, not even read, delivered. But yet I kept like wanting this guy so bad. And it was because I was just addicted to this fake high and fake reality that I tricked myself was into thinking that it was love. So really to break the cycle, you have to do it yourself. Depending on this person, a lot of like toxic people, they'll just keep coming back. They'll never stop. They may stop talking for a month, but the minute that they feel they can creep back in, they're going to creep back in. It has to be up to you to say, I am no longer tolerating this behavior. I don't deserve this type of behavior. I deserve better. And I'm cutting it off. For me, what I had to do is I literally had to block this person. I had to stop talking to them. I had to make a commitment to myself that day. I will never speak to them again. This person has tried to reach out to me. It's been almost over a year. I will never talk to him again. And because of that, I am so much happier.
Amazing. I'm sorry you went through that. No one deserves it. I have also been, I think if I really think about it, I think most people have experienced some type of toxicity, right? Unless you like married your childhood sweetheart and it's been great ever since. Like most people experience that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, men and women, of course, experience, but I was also in a situation like that and I had to do the exact same thing. I had to say from today on, no communication. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. This is not good for me. And even can the person ever change? Sure, that person can go to therapy. That person can get help. That person can change. But to me, when that is done, there's a reason. Like the universe is like, this is not for you anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe in 10 years, if you do the work and then you're both still single, there's work to be done. But I just feel like to break that cycle, like you said, you really got to honor yourself. And I think self-worth is a big thing. When you don't have enough of that self-worth and self-love, you're just going to latch onto any bit of that nugget, those little moments, you know, that high.
Yeah. And that's what I didn't realize. Like, if you asked me, I thought I had so much self-love for myself. And then when I finally stepped back, cut it off, and was looking on the sidelines of it all, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I dealt with this amount of disrespect. I would never in my life, ever. And it's like I said, same thing as somebody that's addicted. They don't realize how bad their addiction is until they finally get out and they're like, holy shit, I was hurting myself and abusing myself so bad.
Did you have any friends or family or anyone on the outside who could see that it was toxic, who would tell you and you just chose not to like believe what they were saying, or did nobody ever say anything?
Yeah, no, definitely. It was actually my therapist was the first one to say it. She said to me, and a therapist isn't supposed to technically diagnose somebody else, but it was so horrific that she literally said to me, she was like, Alicia, the red flags aren't even there. They are bleeding that this guy is a sociopath.
Wow.
They are bleeding. And she like this first
got
time,
chills when you said that.
Yeah, it was, I'll never forget it. And then she actually used the analogy of heroin. She goes, listen, this is going to be very hard for you to hear, but I can't keep watching this anymore and hearing this. You are basically a heroin addict and you're addicted to the highs he's putting you on. And so anyway, that whole rant she went on, and it took me over a year and a half to be able to fully make that commitment to myself. And there was, what's interesting when you're in a toxic relationship, it will actually bring out the worst in you. And I became one of the worst versions of myself in that relationship because you're fighting for attention, you're fighting to be heard, that you'll act out. And in my case, potentially even act out worse than they're acting. And I literally got to a point where I would try to do things just to hurt him. Like the most fucked up thing I ever did to a human was to him. And long-winded story short, going back to your question, one of my best friends said to me, we all went on a boat day in Miami, and I was on some sick high because I was like, oh, I got him bad. He's fucking hurting because I was a dick and made out with somebody, right in front of him and got someone else's number. Like I was on some shit. And I was like feeling so good. Oh, he's going to feel the fucking pain that he made me feel. And I remember running off the boat because I was like, I don't know what to do because I have all these guys now that want me. I don't know who I'm supposed to go home with. I was like, I was not well. And so we run into the car and I'm like so happy. And I'm like, damn, this happened. I'm telling my friend and she looked at me and she was like, Alicia, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she was like, you say that you're in love with this guy. That is not how you treat someone you love. What the fuck is like, something is wrong with you. I can't sit here and be your best friend and watch you act like that and then hear about you cry about how much you're in love with him. She was like, because that's not fucking love. And when your best friend sits down and tells you that, it wakes you up. And I remember the next day, like feeling so low and trying to process that, like, wow, I am not whole. I am not well. And trying to understand, like, why would I do that to somebody? Well, I'm doing that because he's doing it to me. Well, two wrongs don't make a right. And what value was I getting trying to hurt him back as much as he hurt me? And so anyway, I had to do a lot of work and try to figure that out. But that moment I will never forget. And I tell her all the time, you know, you made me a better person.
That's really sweet. Isn't it beautiful that you can have a friend that will really just be super real with you instead of there are toxic friends who would be like, yeah, get him, Alicia. That's right. Go make out with another guy. And because there are those people. So it's like, in a sense, you're like lucky, you know, you're lucky you had a good friend who was like grounded and really was giving you like good, real friend advice and not perpetuating this toxic relationship, because there's people that call themselves friends, but they're not. Listen, guys, if you have friends out there who are perpetuating your toxic and egging you on, they're not your friends. Okay. I'm just saying they like people like to stir the pot. Your friend was like, what are you doing? And for you also to compliment you, because I just complimented your friend, but you were like, you're right. You know what I mean? Like you gave her words value because you value her. You obviously like respect her opinion and, you know, versus being like, you don't know what you're talking about. And there we go. All it took was like one conversation from your friend for you to be like, let me snap out of this. It's almost like, did you feel like you were asleep and then you just like woke up out of this like slumber? Like, how did I get here?
Yeah. So when it gradually over time, and especially when I fully got removed, I'm like, holy crap, I can't believe I got to that point. But it was like random shock moments where I felt just like that. Like I'd snap out of it. And then because toxic was still in me, I would kind of creep back. And it was like this little, like I was kind of playing tennis with myself, but thankfully it was the game was getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
Turned into ping pong?
Yeah, it turned into, then it turned into ping pong.
Beer pong or something?
Yeah, then beer pong, and then the game was just gone. And for me, it was more of a gradual thing. But the minute that, you know, it was over and I made that commitment to myself, and I started having more healthy relationships and dating people that are, you know, level, you know, on my level emotionally and spiritually. It's like, it's that to me was the most shocking when I finally got into something that was like real, safe, and I saw a whole different side of myself that I never knew existed, because a lot of my issues were rooted from childhood.
Yeah, that's usually where they stem from. This question, I'm curious because when I got out of my toxic thing, for a while there, I felt embarrassed that I allowed that behavior because I knew I was better than that. Like, so for a while, like I almost like couldn't forgive myself. Like it took me a while to be like, you know what, girl, it's okay that you were in that. So I'm curious, like, what did you feel? Like, did you feel embarrassed or did you just feel empowered? Or like, what was your feeling when you finally freed yourself?
Yeah. So no embarrassment. It's really hard for me to get embarrassed, to be honest with you, weirdly. But I learned so much. So for me, like even the dumbest things that I've done, I don't harpen on them, and I move on. I'm a very forward thinker, so I don't really sit in the past. There was nothing really along those lines where I had, you know, embarrassment or anything. I definitely, you know, felt like, how could I do that to somebody? And there was definitely way worse than I even just shared that I've done to this person and even other people in my life prior. And so I definitely had to release guilt, actually, and forgive myself for being toxic myself.
Okay. Yeah.
And so that was really where I took it. I didn't, and then too, like the biggest thing is like something, addiction like heroin. People still think about heroin. It still comes up. So in my case, like it still came up where I would think about him, and it's so easy to misremember somebody and see the good in them and remember those good moments where you kind of like you crave them again. So that was like I think the hardest part about the after was just like, no, remember, this person's not good for you. You're not gonna answer him back. You're not gonna text him back. I think like dealing with that fight for several months after.
Kind of like an AA type situation where you have to go to treatment and be like, if I have one drink, I might have two, I might have three, or whatever the drug or whatever the thing. It's an addiction.
Yeah, you can't taste it at all.
Yeah.
And then because if one little thing, you're back in.
Can't taste the rainbow like that.
No, you can't. You can't.
Well, good. I'm glad that you're out of it, that you're in a healthy relationship. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And now I want to move on to note to younger self. So let's say, and this is like a good segue from that topic, because you did say like a lot of it stems from childhood, which makes sense. So imagine young Alicia is standing right in front of you. What would you tell her today?
Yeah. Oh, this one could get emotional.
Girl, I'm a crier. So if you cry, I'm crying.
I know. We'll see. I'm
already going to cry just thinking about you crying.
I know. We'll see. But really the thing that I would say to my younger self is just, it's going to be okay. And to live life more. I think that, oh my God, I knew I was going to cry.
I'm going to cry too.
I think that, I my entire life I lived in a fight or flight mode, and that stemmed early on from childhood. I think by 8th grade, I like lived in that for so long, and I was just like fighting and fighting and fighting. And it's funny because at one point in my life, someone said to me, and I'll never forget this. He was like, Alicia, like, I feel like you're just fighting to fight and you don't even know what you're fighting for. And I'll never forget that moment either, because I was sitting there and I'm like, my life was a little different than now, but it was like, what the hell am I like? What is this? What am I? I don't even know what I'm fighting for. And which was a really interesting thing. But back to me when I'm younger, and just live a little bit. I definitely grew up fast because of certain things that happened to me, which I'm thankful for, because it emotionally made me very intelligent. And think because of that, I understand people very well. So I hate to say like, I want to change anything, but I definitely would tell my little self that go have fun. You don't need to work so hard, and enjoy being in high school, enjoy being a college kid, because I missed a lot of those years.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And you know what? You missed them when you were younger, but you can still do those things now. And
yeah.
I was just talking about this in another episode, talking about inner child. And like, I love like embracing the inner child, which is why even just like the decor and everything, it's just so like, it's what I wanted my childhood bedroom to look like, And I
would have killed for this.
Right? But that's what's so beautiful is like, it's never too late to enjoy those things. So like, what's one activity when you were younger that like you haven't done in a long time that you really miss? Just like something that you used to do when you were a kid.
Like how young we talking?
Any age. Just something that you used to do, like draw, dance, I don't know.
Yeah.
Play frisbee.
I loved my little Barbie car. I loved my little Barbie car and running around in that. Like I always weirdly, when I was younger, I loved playing with cars. I loved even like when I got older, I loved Grand Theft Auto. But I would love to just have a little Barbie car and just go around the neighborhood and like have a girlfriend with it and me, but more like an adult version.
I'm here for it.
There you go. Let's do it. We'll
film it. And we'll make content.
Why not? That actually
everything is content, right?
Everything is content all the time. I know I'm trying to be better than myself, but that's what I would love to do. Like that would be fun, and like get like a popsicle.
What's crazy is it's really the little things. It's like you can easily buy a little Barbie car, buy a popsicle, and go stroll down the street, and I'll hop in with you. And it's like, how simple and easy and cheap is that to do?
I know.
And we just, sometimes as adults, we just make life so hard.
We do.
So serious.
Yep.
And like, that's just a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I know. And that's why like your energy is always so great to be around. But I still do it. It's like, I'm telling my younger self, but I should be telling my existing self right now to just go have fun, which is something I'm trying to do this year. And I told myself, I want to make time for my friends this year. Cause last year, like I haven't even seen my best friend, the one that told me that I'm, need to go fix myself real quick. I haven't seen her in over a year. And so we just planned a New York City trip together, but I'm just making those times because I don't do it.
Yeah, something that just caught my ear too. You said like, oh, I want to tell existing Alicia, not like necessarily in your child, but that child is in you. You are talking to yourself, which is why I love doing the segment, because when the person's telling the younger version, you're really just telling yourself. And it's so beautiful. And that's why when you got teary-eyed, I was like,
I know.
I get teary-eyed because it's like whatever you're telling your inner child is very similar to what a lot of people are going to tell themselves. You know, it's just like enjoy life, like everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And so anyways, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. So now we can go back to the present moment. Tell everyone what you're working on, where to find you, and anything that you want to talk about.
So, we talked about it at the beginning, but work is my life. But we're going to have fun more. But I do have that community mental wellness app called Exist. It's in the Apple store. So, you could go download it. That's like my main thing. It's my everything. And it's not, you don't have to necessarily be, feeling depressed or anything serious. It's literally for any issues or challenges that you're having in life. That's a lot of what people are using the app for, and connecting and sharing. And so it's fun. So that's my main thing. So if you wanted to check that out, as well as my social media, follow me. I'm still... The one thing with my social media that it's like I'm always trying to figure out how I post all aspects of myself, because it's bizarre. I have like a bunch of different personalities. So I don't know what you'll follow if people say my social media for motivation. So if you want some motivation, follow me on social media.
Yeah, and give everyone we'll also write it below. But
Instagram, Alicia Waldner, TikTok, Alicia Waldner.
There you go.
Easy. ALICIAWALDNER.
Amazing. Yeah, definitely
Nobody
get the app, follow her.
Exist app.
Yes, the Exist app. So thank you so much for coming. It's so always nice to see you and catch up. And I feel like these podcast episodes are basically me catching up with people, my friends. So like we just caught up. Amazing.
Yes,
I love that.
You heard my whole life story.
And you guys caught up with us too.
There you go.
You guys are a fly on the wall. So until next time, dare to overshare, where oversharing is a love language. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Jackie. Appreciate you.
Bye.